BadSecretMedia.com.
I hate Bad Secret Media.
Hey there, gamers. Welcome to the Secret Levels podcast. I hope you're hungry, because we're going on a hunt this week.
I'm player one, Big Nose Toby.
Ain't that the truth? And I am player two, Jurassic Goobs.
And we do a retro video game review show where we take one old game and we go over the history, the story, the gameplay, some fun facts.
Then we get right into the motherfucking rage meter. Like, do you want to take an SNES and smash it over your fucking head several times until you're bleeding out of your ears? Very rageful.
That is pretty rageful.
Or do you just want to, like, plug a game into your NES, a non-legal one, and have fun?
And then after that, we give it a nice rating from 1 to 10 to decide if it's still worth playing.
Because we are simple fucking folk.
We are simple folk, and we just use 1 to 10.
And I can swear again, motherfuckers.
Yes, we're good after our last episode.
We are cleansed.
And you know what, Goobs? You know what this is?
What is it, Toby?
It's unlicensed March Madness.
March Madness.
M-A-D-N-E-S. It's gotta, you gotta like say madness. Because that's the theme. We have a theme all month long where we're playing old Nintendo games, and since it's unlicensed madness, we've been playing some unlicensed games.
Yes, we sure have. And this month just kind of just came on upon us.
Yeah.
Started with titty games, and then it was like, let's just keep this ball rolling.
Yep. So, go listen to Bubble Bath Babes, our Bible adventures, and then now this one to continue on with this March Madness.
And what are we talking about this episode, Toby?
We're talking about Big Nose the Caveman. Should we sniff into some details?
Yes, but I like to point out the little joke that I mentioned to you about earlier, how we're talking about cavemen and dinosaurs after we do a Bible game.
Yeah, it is a little
it's
weird,
a fucking nudie dinosaur sandwich with a little bit of Jeebus in the middle.
It is kind of ironic. It's very ironic because we didn't like plan for all this. It just like
fell into our lap. Our nice hard-on laps.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get into them details. What do you say?
Yes, jump right into the deets.
We did play Big Nose the Caveman. This game was released in 1991. The developers were Codemasters, and it was published by Camerica.
Camerica games. Easy to pick up, hard to put down.
I think it's supposed to be Canada, America. Camerica.
Is our love child?
I guess so.
So me and you ever have a child, we have to name it that.
Camerica? That's actually not a very good name.
Well, no, male or female. It's unbinary. It's very 2020 of us.
Yeah, it sure is. So later on in the fun facts, we may have some disputes against who developed and who published, but we'll get there later. This game was released on the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Nintendo, the world's #1 game system.
And it was also on the Atari ST and the almighty
Amiga!
Yes, sir. I thought you would get a kick out of that.
Oh, I love my Amiga. I really need to start collecting that. Just because I've never played an Amiga before, but I love the fact that everything's on it.
Yeah, you know what? We'll get to it later. This game is a single player or alternating two player platformer. And Goobs, there is a story.
Oh, please tell me about the story, Toby. Can you, is it going to be hieroglyphics on the wall that you fucking etched out with dinosaur bones?
That's exactly what I'm going to be reading is
sweet
cave paintings.
Cave paintings.
On a tiny prehistoric island, Thanksgiving apparently is only a few days away.
Wait, hold up. How the fuck can you have Thanksgiving if Christopher Columbus didn't come over and make everyone sick? That's how it worked, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, how the fuck can you... how can a caveman have Thanksgiving?
I don't know.
Okay, already fucking... That's at least 2 on the rage meter just from fucking that alone.
Okay, so the entire village is starving because all the big game animals have left the island. They just fucking up and left, I guess. They were tired of being hunted. I don't know. They just fucking up.
Oh yeah, if I'm getting hunted, all me and my family and my friends are getting hunted, we're getting out of there.
Right.
So you live in a bad neighborhood. Getting the fuck out of here.
So the village was tired of eating lettuce. But Big Nose once heard of a legend of a peanut butter mine on the island. So
What the fuck?
he set out to find its creamy mine goodness. And while he was looking, he saw overhead a huge pterodactyl flying above him. He thought to himself, wow, if I could catch that there big birdie, then all the people in the village would have enough food for a great Thanksgiving. Forget the peanut butter mine, we're going to have a roast birdie. That's actually out of the manual.
All the vegans are like, no!
So now he sets out to catch that damn birdie. And that's the story.
Well, they show the video of the bird flying over and I guess you're supposed to get...
Yeah.
Yeah. You're supposed to get that from all this from that? So
I guess. So this game should take you about an hour to 2 hours to beat. Speedrun.com has a record set by Author Blues, who you may remember from our last episode, the Bible Adventures episode. He had all the speedruns for that game as well. So Author
this
Blues...
guy loves unlicensed games.
I guess so. So his record is 21 minutes and 12 seconds. So...
Super fast. And I found out the way he did that.
Yeah. Well, you can tell us all about it because we're about to talk about some gameplay.
Yes, jump right into the gameplay. Sniff, sniff.
So, in this game, the buttons are pretty simple. The D-pad moves you. You have a jump button, and the other button lets you use your club to hit enemies. If you press start, that'll pause the game. If you hit select, you'll pull up a spell menu, which the spell menu has 3 slots, and they're empty when you start out the game, but we'll talk about more of that in a second. You can pick up these little icons that look like 3 little balls stacked up on top of each other.
That's exactly what they are. Or 3 rocks. I guess they're rocks.
They're supposed to be rocks, but they're shaped like little balls.
Or Sasuke's fucking mark on his neck from Naruto. People will know what I'm talking about. His curse mark. One of our listeners has it tattooed on his neck, actually.
Oh, wow.
Love you, Riku. Just outing you.
He gets a lot of shout-outs.
He does. He's a big part of the Discord.
Yep. So when you pick up these the rocks, when you use your club, you'll actually start throwing rocks. Now, it's not like you have just a limited amount, like it's unlimited, but they're kind of like a power-up, basically. So if you get another one, you throw 2 rocks every time you swing your club. If you get 3 of them, you throw 3 rocks.
Yeah, it's like a lob shot.
Yeah. So the more rocks, it only goes up to 3, but the more rocks you have, the more.
I wish it kept on going. It's just like
you have like 90. It just it slows down the whole entire game because there's so much on the screen.
And it would because it's an NES game, and a licensed one at that. It'll probably crash, and then the cartridge will shoot out at you, hit you in the dick, and then you can't have kids anymore. All because you got too many balls.
Now, what kind of sucks about this and what's kind of neat about it is it's kind of like Super Mario Brothers. When you have the flower, you can take an extra hit. So that's what this does. If you've got the rock abilities, when you take a hit, you'll lose all. If you're at 3 rocks and you get hit, you don't like go to 2 rocks. You lose all of them. So you're just back to just your regular club.
Yeah, that was such a bitch.
Yeah, it really is, because that rock, you kind of get babied to it, and as soon as you don't have it, you're like, fuck. And if you don't have any of the rocks, it's just one-hit death. You're done. Dunzo.
He turned to a little cave angel.
Yeah, which that's pretty funny. I do like when you turn in, like, the death scene is pretty funny. He turns into an angel with a harp, and he just floats up, kind of
He
like
has little
Cuphead.
wings. Yeah, kind of. Very similar. Do not compare this game to Cuphead, I swear, Toby.
No. That's the only comparison. So, throughout this platformer, there are 4 different islands that you're going to play on. Did you count how many stages were on each island?
I'd say about 5 or 6.
Yeah, 5 or 6 on each one, but there's 4 islands. You have Paradise Island, Monster Island, Terror Island, and Chaos Island.
Chaos. Big volcano in the background.
Yeah.
It reminds you, before you go into your next level, it shows you what you're on, and what island you're on, what life you're on. Not what life, what level, and whatever the fuck. This game's pissing me off already.
They do the levels in miles. So it's like, you've traveled 1 mile, you've traveled 2 miles on the island. And it shows
what
your
fucking
sprite.
game does that? Which says miles instead of like level, like World 1, Level 2.
Well, it's
World 1, Mile 4.
I get what they were doing, because like on the overhead screen, like between levels, it shows you run to a different part of the map, kind of like Donkey Kong Country. You know, it shows kind of a map.
But Donkey Kong Country doesn't say that.
I know, but I get what they were trying to do is like, oh, you see, you've traveled more on the map, so you've gone 1 mile, and here's the next level. I get what
Caveman doesn't know what the fuck a mile is. He can't walk a mile in our shoes.
What are you talking about? He doesn't know what Thanksgiving is, but apparently, whatever.
This caveman's fucking futuristic caveman.
Yeah. Now, did it confuse you, like when you started the game, how it pops up with that title screen card like you were talking about, but it says like Island 1 level or Mile 1 or whatever it says?
Yeah.
Were you fucking confused?
I was like, I thought I already started this game.
That's what I thought too. I was like, motherfucker. And then I thought it went into a demo. I was like, I'm playing. I thought it was playing the demo like some games do.
Yeah, no, I totally thought that as well.
So there are these rocks that you can find throughout the level. Did you notice these big rock boulder things?
Yeah, some of them you can smash, some you can't.
Yeah, and some have, when you smash them, they have hidden features in them.
Cause an earthquake.
Yeah, some will make you invincible. Some will open a new path, or something else good. But I wouldn't go for these rocks, because sometimes they have crappy shit in them, like it'll make the whole screen shake uncontrollably, and sometimes it'll drop little tiny
Makes
rocks.
Makes it really
on
hard
you.
to jump.
Yeah, it'll drop the little tiny rocks on you, and sometimes it'll make your controls go fucking backwards. Did you have that happen?
Oh yeah, that's a lot of fun, eh?
I thought the game glitched out on me. I was like, holy shit, what's going on?
Yeah, I hate when games throw the reverse controls on you.
Yeah, especially in a platformer. Like, sometimes it's okay, I guess, but this one was... Some of the jumps you have to make in this game, from platform to platform, are fucking ridiculous.
Tight. Super tight.
Really, super tight. And if you're trying to play it backwards, it makes it 100 times harder.
You might as well just fucking throw your controller out or stick it up your ass.
Right.
You probably get more use out of it that way.
Yeah. And when you die, there's not really like a checkpoint, but it doesn't start you at the very beginning.
No, it just starts at a random point in the level. It's
really weird.
And like, I realized if you die at a boss, it saves its damage.
Oh, does it?
Like, you can, yeah. I went in and like one punched a boss sometimes. I'm like, okay, I go off to the next level.
That was too easy.
And,
What's coming now?
I want to talk about the club for a second before I talk about the random thing I found out.
Okay.
The club, like, you might as well not even have a weapon. You're so, you have to be so close to the fucking dinosaur you're gonna smash, which is fucking weird, because we'll talk about the dinosaurs as well at this point. They're so tiny. Most of them are so tiny. They look like, if I was Big Nose the Caveman, the dinosaurs would be like just a little bit smaller than myself, kind of like, let's say, cow size. Would
Right.
you go with that, Toby?
Yeah, for sure.
So all the dinosaurs are pretty much like cow size, but they're all small on the screen. They're smaller than you are. It's like, what the fuck's going on? How are people going to eat these little fucking dinosaurs? And the pterodactyl at the end is not really that big, but there is some bigger dinosaurs like that you fight bosses, but they're really small. They're all small. Like, I played Joe and Mac, and like that's a real caveman game. Like, the dinosaurs in that game are fucking massive. Not this one. They're all like micro dinosaurs. Maybe because Codemasters made micro machines. Oh, we just have micro dinosaurs as well.
Yep.
Yeah, and so the club is just a useless fucking weapon. You gotta be really tight. If you're fighting a boss with it, you might as well just fucking tuck your head between your knees and kiss your ass or kiss yourself goodbye.
That's exactly what I was about to say, because it's pointless to try to fight the bosses with just the club, because you'll end up dying anyway.
Yeah, there's no fucking point to doing it. If you're fighting like the big dinosaur, the Brontosaurus, I think that's his name, Longneck.
Yeah.
And he starts like shooting his fucking fireballs, because since when do fucking Brontosaurus shoot fireballs? I don't fucking know. But in this game, they definitely do. So if you come to him and you don't have your rocks, you might as well just restart the fucking whole game.
Yep.
Because you're going to die and have to restart it all anyways.
Right. So, did you notice that when you go to the right, the screen locks and doesn't allow you to go back? So you can't like go back and grab some of the bones. There's collectible bones throughout the level, and sometimes the enemies will drop
Yeah,
them, and
there
sometimes
is.
they'll just be floating above, and this is your currency apparently, because you can actually buy stuff from shops. There's hidden shops in some of the levels, but then every couple of levels it opens like there's 3 different buildings you can choose from. Did you understand that?
Yeah, like Flintstone houses. And you go in, there's like a hot, sweaty man in there. He's like, come on, hurry up. I want you to buy something from me. He's like, yo, fuck off, boomer. And then he gives you some shit, and then you continue on. But I never was able to exit and go back into another house. It was just
I don't think I couldn't either. So like you'd go in one, you'd buy your shit, and then as soon as you hit done, like you would end up going to the next level.
It's like you gotta know which house has which shit.
I guess
like Harry
so.
Potter. Like which house do I want to be a part of? And this is your weekly Shadow Jenny Bean, nice and clean, because she likes Harry Potter.
She's had some dirty shout outs here lately.
Yeah, so this is a nice clean one. She gets a Harry Potter reference. She's Hugglepuff all the way. So there we go. That's that.
Nice.
Love you, Jenny Bean.
Some of the bonus items you can buy are extra lives, fast clubbing, which makes you swing your club faster.
Oh, I thought he was doing a whole bunch of ecstasy and it's like doing a whole bunch of raves. Okay, next club.
There's fast rock throws, jump higher, hard feet, which I like that one because that makes you land like hard and like you're not slippery anymore.
HARD.
HARD. He's got kind of slippery controls. They're not terrible, but this really like makes it almost similar to like a Super Mario like, stop on a dime kind of thing.
I appreciate that. I never chose the hard feet.
There's a slow spell, which I didn't ever use that. There's which I'm assuming slows down all the dinosaurs that your enemies. There's a float spell, which this one's basically a double jump. I like that one a lot. And there's several others.
That's very useful in this game because some of the jumps are very, very, like I said, tight and far. So if you had a double jump, this game wouldn't be that bad.
Now, some of these spells only last until the end of the level or until you die, but then there's some like upgrades, which you don't know which is which. You just start buying shit.
Well, maybe that's what the different houses are. Maybe one house is upgrades, one is special things.
I don't know. I got to a point though to where all I had to do was hold down the club button, and I would just constantly like be swinging the club really fast and just chunking a shitload of rocks, and I would just hold it down and just run through the levels, and it made it so easy.
Yeah, you're lucky you had rocks.
But
once you lose those rocks, man, you're 6 feet under. I sounded Australian there for a second.
But like I said, if you explore some of the levels, you'll actually like find a hidden spell shop. So, you know, and you can only carry 3 spells at a time. And yeah, like I said, you press select and you can select them. On each island, the levels kind of repeat in this game.
Very much so. You can go to heaven. That's what I call the sky levels.
Okay, so that's one of the cool like changes I thought this game had.
Oh no, I'm not talking about the flying levels. I'm talking about where like you're up in the clouds. That's heaven. Like Super Mario, you go up to heaven.
Right.
Yeah, but there's like levels like that you're actually flying.
Yes, and you use your club
like Thor
yeah, but it sucks because you constantly have to press the jump button or you crash and you die at the bottom of the screen.
Which is fucking brutal. Like, why even have that mechanic in there? Just have it spinning, you control up and down, and we don't have to be fucking mashing your finger the whole goddamn time.
I'm glad that you're pissed about that too, because I thought that would have been
stupid.
A cool level.
It's absolutely fucking nonsense.
Because, and at the same time, you're trying to fight fucking birds that are flying at you. So, like, you're tapping the jump button.
That makes things even worse.
Yeah. So, and if you don't have a rock, you're going to get fucked up. So, it's a really tough thing to do. It should be enjoyable.
Two birds stoned at once, man. It's not good.
It should be a really fun experience, that part, because it changes it up a little bit. But it fucking, every time it would pop up, I'd be like, fuck, another helicopter.
It pops up quite a bit. It made the game fucking worse, in my opinion. Normally like to switch up, but not fucking this time around.
No.
And like, yeah, if you don't keep it steady, you're bobbing all over the place and you get hit by shit very easily.
Right. So at the end of the levels, you know, you were talking about the different dinosaurs. So in the manual, they only like list a few of them. They don't list all the bosses, like, because there's a giant fish and, like you said, the long neck dinosaur, but they don't mention those.
By
in the
giant
game
fish, you mean the one a little bit bigger than you?
yeah. Well, yeah. So the ones that they do name, there's Spike, the Triceratops.
Yeah, he's a little small fucker that comes out at you.
Yep. Stinger is a large scorpion.
Oh, he's a bitch.
Yeah, he is pretty rough.
He's not so bad once I learned to stand on the rock. Every time he shoots, just jump up and blast him with your rocks.
That's funny. That's exactly what I ended up figuring out, too.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do.
The hardest one, in my opinion, was Squirmer, which this is the large centipede thing in the cave levels.
Oh, he comes back a lot, too.
Yeah, but once you figure out the pattern is really weird, but once you figure it out, it's so simple. You just got to memorize it. Then there is Saber, the saber-toothed tiger, who jumps around the screen, and he's
like a
just
dickhead.
as big as you. And then you've got Orville, the pterodactyl.
Orville Redenbacher?
Yep.
It was Thanksgiving dinner. You opened up the pterodactyl and just a whole bunch of popcorn inside. Yay!
Now, that fucking last time, because do you face him more than once? I'm pretty sure you do, but
you might.
Anyways,
I remember one flying one motherfucker before this, so I guess so.
Yeah, there was the very last time you fight him, though. It takes so many damn hits to kill him.
Well, it's the final boss, man. The Codemaster.
Yeah, but it was just like way too much. It was annoying.
Yeah, especially if he hits you once and you lose your rocks. So you're like, oh, god damn it.
Yeah, if you lose your rocks on that one, you're done. Like, there's no fucking way.
Yeah, you gotta go. You pretty much gotta run this game perfect if you want to finish it.
So some of the bosses, they end up having a little bird that flies around to help them attack you.
Yeah, because that's what they need. And there's like a skeleton fucking thing too that comes in and fights you.
Yeah. So they do change it up a little bit, but you do fight the same bosses 2 or 3 times,
if not more.
Piece. Yeah, I know you fight that little Triceratops thing several times, and then I know you fight the centipede thing at least 3 times. There's a lot of, I mean, some of the levels are exactly the same, like just the layout.
Yeah, they definitely are. A lot of repetition, and the music does not help with that.
Yeah, let's talk about the music.
Before we talk about the music, I gotta talk about my random shit that happened.
Oh yeah, tell me about that real quick.
So I was playing, and it went to the one screen that we're talking about that you think you're going to a demo. So I just started jumping around. I jumped forward and jumped backwards, and I ended up like shooting up to the sky and flying right through the fucking level and right past the boss. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? So I tried again. And like I'm like, okay, so I jump in the one spot on the first level, like just past the tree, jump backwards to the left, and it shoots me up right past the fucking boss again. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And I took a video, I sent it to Toby, I sent it to Jenny Bean as well. There's 2 fucking shadows for you. And they're both like, what the fuck? I'm like, I don't know. And then I looked it up, and like, I guess that's the way you do a speed run in this game. If you want, there's a whole bunch of different points and levels that you can hit. Because I did it on the second level too. I jumped past the tree, jump back, shoots me up right past the boss and everything. I was like, what the fuck? It blew my mind. I was so happy to find something stupid like that, like a little glitch, like just stumbling across it, just like bumbling around. I'm like, holy shit.
Right.
But yeah, there's tons of points in this game that I found out. You can like shoot around all and just pass through everything, including bosses.
Do you like video games, podcasts, and reminiscing? I'm actor, video game writer, and total sweetie pie Connor Savage McCabe, and on each episode of Call Me By Your Game, I sit down with a guest for an intimate look at a special game from their past. Did you and your dad beat Spyro the Dragon over the holidays? Or was Halo 4 the one thing that united your roommates during your senior year of college? Stories like these are what Call Me By Your Game is about. From video game content creator Janet Garcia to Hades voice actor Courtney Vinay's, I interview wonderful comedians and game industry friends about these memories. Check us out wherever you get your podcasts, and maybe someday you'll call me by your game.
Oh, I didn't realize you could go past the bosses.
Oh yeah, like the first 2 levels, you don't have to fight anything. All you have to do is jump forward, jump back, past the first tree, boom, you're gone. Again, you don't get any bones, so it might be a hindrance because some levels you actually do have to play.
Right. Now, so did you notice that when you do enter the boss area, like the screen flashes?
Yes.
What was with that? Do you think that has to do with like the cartridge changing or something, or like
it has
the
to
game?
do probably with the code masters put in there.
Yeah.
There's got to be something like a slight like thing they missed.
I don't know, but every time you enter like the boss area, it's like it was almost like a scene change, like
yeah, and or like when you reset an NES, that's what I was thinking. Like it just goes black and then starts up again.
It was real weird, and I mean it is like changing the music, and it slows down the screen. I don't know, it was really weird every time it did it. But let's talking about the music again. What'd you think of the music?
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It was very repetitive. I think it changed up a bit, but my ears couldn't tell the worlds apart from each other.
No, it's like they found... It's not bad music at all. I went back and re-listened to each track, and it's not bad, but there's like the same exact noises. Like they found something on the keyboard and they were like, hey, I like this particular noise, and they use it in every one of the songs.
Yes.
And it's like,
it makes it sound like it's all the same song, but it's not.
It's not. It's really not. There's like 7 or 8 different tracks, and it just it just gets old because it does. It's got that same noise instead of like changing it up per level because, you know, each world is a little bit different. You know, there's the ice world and there's like a mountain, more like mountainy looking levels and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's got different backgrounds and stuff, but I don't know. It just, like you said, it's sounds the same.
Yeah, it all blends together pretty much.
It sounds the same, but it is different. Let's just put it that way. It's nothing notable. Like
no, it's nothing to write home about.
No, I wouldn't say this is anything iconic or anything, but it's there. It's definitely there.
But for a bootleg game, pretty decent. There's been licensed games that had way worse.
Yeah, or not at all. Bible Adventures, we're looking at you.
Yes, yes, we are.
So, what did you think of the graphics and how the game actually looked and the backgrounds and all that?
For an unlicensed game, not too bad. Like if this game was a little bit tighter, it would have been a great game. Like you can tell, you're a caveman. The dinosaurs are a little too small for my taste, which we talked about. They look like little bite-sized, like gummy dinosaurs you buy from like Great Value at Walmart. They look like fruit snacks, pretty much. But yeah, it's the rocks could have looked more like rocks. They do in some levels. They're more gray.
Yeah, I did like the backgrounds and stuff. Like all the backgrounds, like on the bottom, you can see like the dinosaur skeletons like underground and stuff. I thought that was kind of neat.
Yeah, that was very great how they put those little touches of detail in there. Again, for an unlicensed game, they did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I don't, and you know, this is 8-bit. This is 91, is what I said. This game came out.
Yeah, that's fucking 29 years ago.
Yeah, this isn't bad. I mean, it's not. Well, it's definitely not like on the same level as like a Mario 2 or something like that, but it's not bad. I think it's definitely got its own feel to it. It doesn't feel like it's anything else.
Yeah, and it definitely has its own feel, and I wish it had more life that you could have. I'm still regretting. I like the angel sprite. That's cool. I just remember seeing that a lot, so that just reminds me of that.
I saw that.
Graphics ain't too bad on the angel sprite. Yeah, pretty much. Especially when I first started, I'm like, "What the fuck, man?" I messaged you. I'm like, "What the fuck did you make me play this week?"
Oh man.
Toby, man, I got this great fucking dinosaur artifact.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was supposedly we have a lot of dinosaurs up in Canada at one point.
I didn't know that.
And I was digging in my backyard and I fucking found like a dinosaur bone.
Oh, well.
It's still a little bit muddy, so I'm going to go like out back and wash it up for you and I'll bring it right back in and show you. You
know, since he's gone, I always wonder if like these video game physics like can be reacted in real life. I'm gonna try to find some kind of like club shaped item and try to swing it over my head and use it like a helicopter. Let's see. All right, let's try this out. I've got a baseball bat. We're gonna see if it'll work. What the hell is that?
Hey there, Toby! Why are you wailing my dick around like that?
Jesus.
Ooh.
I knew I didn't have a blue baseball bat. I don't even know why I picked this up.
Oh, you touch anything that's blue, it reminds me of the Goobs Genie. Ooh.
Goobs Genie.
So you put that blue goo. Ooh.
Blue goo? Do you use blue chew?
Ooh, not a sponsor. Why am I still a helicopter?
I don't know. You can stop, though. Stop spinning your dick around like that, please.
Again?
So, Goobs Genie, you always come with some codes. Do you got any codes for this game that we play?
I got codes for a little thing you gotta stick your game into, and then stick it inside your system. Ooh.
Like a game genie?
Ooh. What the fuck you talking about, Toby? Ooh, I don't appreciate that.
Well,
Don't use my name in vain.
No, like it's like a device. Like I kind of think that's what you're based off of. Is it's
Oh, no, I'm not. I've been based off of 200,000 years of being a deity. Ooh.
Okay, so you're not.
Now some stupid piece of shit you plug your game into. Ooh. Actually, one more time, and I'm gonna make your ass feel very, very painful. Ooh.
Okay, so but you do have to use that item that we're not going to name, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so you've got a code for this game.
Definitely do. Ooh.
Okay.
If you want infinite lives, type in the code. Ooh, on that game thingy. SXOTPABG. Ooh. You get infinite lives and you'll never die. Or you'll die, but you'll come back. Never get a game over. Ooh, folks.
I bet my co-host would really like that.
Who is that? Ooh.
He
sounds tantalizing and handsome.
What? You know what? You can't just.
If he's anything like you, I'd like to taste him. Ooh.
See, you can't just let me touch your dick and then you talk about the other guy. You need to get the fuck out of here because that's kind of like two-timing cheating bullshit.
Follow me on Grindr.
No, I'm throwing the baseball bat away. Go.
Strike out. Ooh.
Fucking. What a weirdo. That Goops genius.
Why did you just break your window with a baseball bat, Toby?
Hey, you want to hear some fun facts?
It's time for fun facts with Toby. Bring.
So, Goobs, it's time to play everyone's favorite unlicensed game.
How much is this unlicensed game?
I should have been doing that all along. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, you should have. Hindsight is 20/20, man.
Yeah, I know. This is the game show where Goobs
That's me.
will try to guess how much this game goes for. And he has a $5 leeway where he can be within $5 of the price to get the point that doesn't matter. It's just like whose line is it anyway? Goobs.
It matters to fucking me, damn it. It's still real to me, damn it.
For a loose copy, Goobs, just the cartridge for the NES, how much does it go for?
11.
Dude, on the money.
Really?
$11 is how much it goes for. Loose.
Shit, yeah.
Yep.
Eat my dick, dinosaurs. I got you, bitches.
Yeah, I couldn't even try to be funny on that one or make a joke because you got it right on the fucking right on the head. Okay, so we're gonna move on to complete in box. So that means this has the box, the manual, and the game cartridge. How much do you think it goes?
$24.
$24. Now you have the $5 leeway, so you can be within 19 to 29. Wait, did I do that right?
Sure.
Yes. This game, complete in box, goes for $33.
Shit. I sounded so confident in the first one. People were like, oh, he's cheating.
And then you fuck it up on the second.
Yeah, so you know I'm good, folks.
Yeah. All right, so I got some fun facts. Some aren't necessarily about this game, but we'll get into it, okay?
Just what people with big noses?
25% of the population has big noses. No.
I like how you said that all nasally, too. I appreciate that. Hey, I don't care. I got one bang on, so that's a win for me this episode.
Yes, that was I mean, you got it dead on. You didn't even need that $5 leeway.
So do I get $5? If I didn't need it, then
no. So because this game was unlicensed, it didn't have the gray cart like most NES games. It actually had a gold cart with a slightly different design to it.
Ooh.
Yeah, so a lot of these unlicensed games, like the Tengen games, the Atari Tengen games, like we discussed with the Wisdom Tree game for the Bible Adventure game, they all had weird shaped carts. And
that's why I think I rented these games back in the day, because it stood out to me. Because the one video place I went to, Video 99, up here in Ontario, Canada, they would just have like a clear, like the clear Nintendo cases, like you get the rental cases.
Yep.
They would just put that out
those.
and you could see the game inside. So you would see like the
oh,
gold one or whatever, you thought it was special. You'd take it home and like realize it's a pile of shit. Or like you get the different games. There are different colored, the fuck?
cartridges?
Yes. Why can't I think?
Well, and I think that bar was set so high with like, oh, it's a special colored cartridge because of fucking Legend of Zelda.
Yeah. Yeah, you get that gold one, and he's like, oh shit, man, that game was really good. This one's be good as well. And you're a caveman doing helicopter dicks flying around.
So, Big Nose in the manual had a hotline if you got stuck. The Big Nose hotline. And it was
I thought it was going to be like, me and my dinosaurs are waiting for you. We're lonely right now.
I've got
you want to erupt
my
like a
hand,
volcano?
and I'll spin it around like a helicopter.
You want to erupt like a volcano and let my meteor crash into your butthole? Me and my friends are waiting. Let's go. Call me 1-900-BIG NOSE.
So what's funny is that it was a 900 number. And in the manual, it said that it costs $1.75 for the first minute and 90 cents per minute after that.
Fuck, you can jerk off to better than that. Not that I ever use a 900 number, but I know the prices from seeing the commercials.
The number is in the manual, but I think it was like 1-900 reset or something like that. I don't remember. But yeah. So, the developers, Codemasters. Let me reset.
I really hope some poor fucker didn't call like that number. Or I really hope someone called it and like, hey, you got a big nose? I'm really into that.
Well, this game just doesn't seem like one that you'd be like, oh, I'm really stuck. I need help. Like that Legend of Zelda, going back to that, that's one where you're like, fuck, I'm stuck. I need help. But this one, I don't see that.
It's pretty straightforward. As long as you have rocks in your pocket, you're good.
So the developers, the Codemasters, they were also the creators of the Game Genie.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Game Genie, that's an interesting device.
Yeah. Yeah, it sure is. So
helps you cheat, right?
It does.
I never use it because I don't cheat in games or use save states, but...
yeah. Some of us have to do what we have to do. So the publisher, Camerica or whatever it is, was...
Yeah, the name of our love child?
Yes. They were the ones that had the rights to distribute the Game Genie in Canada, and they actually got sued by Nintendo. And the American distributor of the Game Genie was a large toy maker that you might know called Galoob.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Galoob made a bunch of shit.
Yeah, they were a huge toy maker, so they actually were distributing it in America. Well, I guess Camerica actually ended up selling their rights to Galoob, so there are actually two different Game Genies for the NES. One says Galoob and one says Camerica.
Mine said Camerica. I clearly remember saying like Camerica, but I'm Canadian, so I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, that would make sense, but eventually I think most of them would have been distributed through Game Genie. They'd been distributed through Galoob. Yeah, so I still think that's neat. And I don't know, I was trying to look to see if there was a price difference. I really don't know if there is, but I still think that's neat to have both of them if you can figure out how to get both of them. So.
Well, I'm sure they're fucking on eBay.
Yeah, they are. I just didn't really notice.
Oh, how much is this Game Genie?
So in the manual, it shows detailed pictures of the boss characters, and there's even a crossword puzzle for your pleasure.
You kidding me?
There's a crossword puzzle in the manual.
I guess it's better than learning how to recycle.
Yeah. Awesome possum.
Not awesome.
So the Amiga version is missing music, I think.
Thank God.
I watched.
No.
I was watching some gameplay footage, and there was no music, but they had a shitload of like really cool sound effects, and there was a bunch of different transitions, and it just looks generally better. So they have way different sprites.
Oh.
Yep. Now,
are they bigger? Dinosaur's bigger in it. That's all I need to know.
No, they just look more cartoony. I don't know. I feel like the graphics look better in the Amiga version. So there's an unused graphic stored in the cartridge that says Galoob Presents. So I guess Galoob was going to actually distribute this game at one point, maybe, and then it got changed.
Because Nintendo's like, fuck you, don't do it, we'll sue you.
I found that some of the development stuff and the publishing stuff was a little bit messed up. So Camerica was the one that, if you look on like Wikipedia, they're the one that published it. But some other sources say that Codemasters actually published the game, and the developer was a company called Optimus Software. So I don't know.
Very convoluted.
Yeah, it's really weird, and there's no like hard source for all the info on these games, so I don't really know. So there was a sequel called Big Nose Freaks Out in 1992 on the NES.
Too much coke?
It actually, so in that game, Big Nose is like standing on like a boulder, and he's like rolling it with his feet. And he kind of like, when he jumps, he does like a front flip, and it's a lot faster, and it's
oh, so it's Sonic.
Yes, that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like Sonic. So you're flipping, and you like turn into a ball, and it's Sonic. It's really weird.
Big Nose the Caveman, or Big Nose the Sonic Man.
Something like that. So apparently there's a story of a Canadian gamer that paid $5 at a garage sale for a prototype cartridge that had Big Nose 2 written on it. And it was actually a game with the name Big Nose the Witch Doctor. Like, it had a different like screen, I guess, that said that. And I guess this was like an early developmental stage of the game before like they ended up making it Big Nose Freaks Out. So
shit,
it had a different title. But yeah, he bought it for $5.
You never know where you're going to get at garage sales, man.
Right. So Codemasters had planned a Sega release featuring Big Nose. This time, the game was going to be called Dino Basher featuring Big Nose the Caveman.
Such a dumb name. Like, Big Nose the Caveman's a shitty name, like, but Dino Basher? I probably actually would have rented that as a kid. Like, yo, what? I get to bash dinos? I got a big nose? I'm all in.
So, the music composer on this, his name was Alistair Brimble. And, man, this guy has a shitload of credits. Now, I wasn't a big fan of this particular game, but he's got a bunch of work under his belt. He's done a bunch of the Dizzy games, The Hunt for Red October, Terminator 2 for the Game Boy and the Amiga, Lost Vikings.
Oh, shit.
Tom and Jerry for the Super Nintendo, Mortal Kombat, The Lawnmower Man, Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, Toy Story for Super Nintendo, Road Rash for Game Boy, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 on Game Boy, and Doom on Game Boy Advance. So, like, he's got a bunch of really...
Some of those stand out above the others, but...
Yeah,
still a lot of work.
It's just... It's crazy. You got to go look at his list. It's crazy long, and he's still making music for video games. It's pretty cool. So, since Camerica still lacked Nintendo's license to produce NES games, they had to create their own cartridge, you know, like we talked about, that would bypass Nintendo's lockout chip. So all Camerica cartridges were originally produced gold color, and then they changed it to silver for some reason, and they had this little switch on the back of it so it would like work in PAL regions. So like you flipped it, and it would work on the PAL systems, and you'd flip it the other way for the North American releases.
Fucking
or for the North
shiesty
American
motherfuckers.
Systems. Yeah. And, you know, as I was reading it, because we've already talked about how, you know, some of these other
shoot a little spark
games,
out so it overrides the system.
Right. There was one of these companies that got sued by Nintendo because basically they took out the chip and they reverse engineered it, and Nintendo was like, fuckers. And it was a Tengen. Tengen got in a lot of trouble for reverse engineering this. So all these companies had different methods of how to bypass that lockout chip, and theirs was however it was, but that little switch is what made theirs different, I guess.
It's pretty much the same thing as like from like the Android box now, and like stealing all the movies online.
Yeah,
these motherfuckers are reverse engineering. Like, yo, you got some bootleg Nintendo games? Fuck yeah, I do. I got 101 right here. Clones of Mario.
But that's it. That's all I got for fun facts on this one, Goose.
Well, that was very interesting. Thanks for sharing those fun facts with me, Toby. But there's one thing I want to do right now.
What's that, Goose?
I want to take out this club, slam it on all 5 of my toes on one foot, the right foot, and I want to motherfucking rage.
Oh, come on!
So this is the rage meter, brother. This is where we give a 1
there,
to 10
Macho.
I don't know. The inner Macho Man came out. We give a 1 to 10 on how pissed off this game makes us. Goobs, do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'll go first.
All right.
Sadly. Okay, Big Nose Caveman. Me and you, we met about a week ago. Did me a little dirty. I jumped in, graphics looked nice and sweet. Had a nice little beat playing for me. Okay, Mr. Big Nose. Let's go out to the park and let's have some chicken Alfredo, a Sprite, and some lubricant. And we'll see how it goes. But then it turned absolutely to shit the first jump I made. And the little dinosaur came at me. I tried to smack him with my club, not a cub. I didn't use a little bear to hit him with. And then I got sent to the heavens. I was like, really? No life meter on this motherfucker? Okay. Back at it again. Go. Same dinosaur comes at me. I get close enough to hit him with my one little pixel perfect strike I gotta do in order to kill this motherfucker. Get through him. Go to the next one. He's coming at me a little bit faster. And I die. Oh, thank you, Mr. Big Nose. Let's start again. So, okay, get through that guy, get through the next dinosaur, on to the next one. And then there's a pretty big jump, and I fucking fail it totally. I'm not afraid to admit so. I don't know this game too well, so I don't know the controls too well at this point. I learned them pretty quickly, that if you don't, you're fucked, so fell down the hole and died again. Little angel of me goes up to heaven. Caveman heaven. So, yeah, pretty frustrated at this point in my life. And then I find a little rock thing. Sweet! This is after I replayed it a couple times here, because I absolutely am shit at this game. I'm not gonna fucking lie to any gamers out there. And so I go through, I got the rock now, and I'm learning that, the trajectory, throwing the rock, killing all these motherfucking dinosaurs coming at me. My family's gonna eat great for Thanksgiving this year. Feel great about myself. And then I come to the boss, I jump in about halfway point, boss comes to me, fucking smokes me. I'm like, you fucking kidding me? Takes my rock away. Or I had 3 rocks at this point. And then
now you have none.
yeah, now I'm fucked. And he comes and hits me again. I'm like, oh my god. Rinse and repeat. I finally fucking beat it. And then I get the hang of this game. And keep going on and forward. And then I get to this one part where there's a little, you know when you jump on a platform, Toby, in a game, and it usually carries you with the platform?
Yes.
Not in this game. The platform will just swipe out from underneath your feet, boom, down a hole, you're fucking dead again. Which is absolutely fucking bullshit.
Yep.
Oh, it is so bad. And all these dinosaurs coming at you fucking left, right, and center later on in the game. The ice levels can suck a dick. The centipede can suck a fucking big dick. His pattern I didn't really get after I played it a few times, which you have to go back and play, because I don't use save states or anything. You gotta fucking do it all again to get back to these fucking guys again in order to die, and then learn how to pattern, then go back and go back and go back and go back. There is so much repetition in this fucking game. It's absolutely maddening. and you got the music compiled on top of that. There's just everything's just like beating down on you. It's like all the world's problems are in this game, and they're all falling on your fucking head. And then the flying levels, you're fucking helicoptering your fucking club above your head like you wish it was a dick. I'd rather jerk off 50 fucking dicks than play this game again. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay, angry video game nerd.
Fuck you for calling me out for that. That's how mad I am at this point.
No, I understand it.
He wouldn't jerk off 50 dicks. No, you say we jerk off buffalo dicks or something.
Oh yeah,
I'm talking about human dicks, not buffalo dicks. But,
that's right.
Yeah, it's just so much shit compiling on top of each other. And
what's the score that you giving?
Oh, you're cutting me off, okay?
No. I was just I didn't know.
It's a 9. I'll give it a 9. I got very frustrated with this game. The bosses are fucking hard. This game is fucking hard. I messaged you a couple times explaining how hard it is. I mentioned people in my Discord how hard it is. I messaged my wife saying how hard this game is. I even told my son, like, you need not fuck with me right now. This game's really hard, or else you're gonna get it. No, I wouldn't never hit my kid, but
you're gonna get clubbed.
I'm just joking about that shit. But yeah, no, I'm not joking about how fucking serious this game was. It was very, very serious. Codemasters, you know what? I can bend over and you guys can look my fucking butthole. Because I did not enjoy how much rage you brought me.
So a 9 on the rage meter.
Yeah, that's pretty high for the goobs.
Yeah, it is. I was going to give it about a 7. But it may actually be an 8, though. Because, here, let me explain and you tell me if it's a 7 or an 8.
I'll ramp you up.
So breaking the rocks that give you power-ups, but sometimes give you negative ups, power downs. I don't know what you want to call them. Sometimes you... okay, first off, sometimes you have to hit them like 10 times to break them, or you have to jump on the other side. It won't break from one side or the other. I don't know why. There's no rhyme or reason. Some will break, some won't. Some you have to be on the other side, some you have to hit more. It's stupid. And, you know, it's a shitty little gamble every time you fucking hit one, because you may be fucking backwards. You may have little rocks fall on you. It's stupid. There's no point in having a bonus thing if it's just going to give you negative powers. When you do get like a negative one, like the backwards controllers, it lasts the entire length of that level. So if you get that at the beginning of the level, until you either die or you make it to the end, you are playing the controls backwards. It was also hard to tell if you actually had bought a spell when you selected them from the little stores, and it was hard to tell if you used the spell because it wouldn't make a noise or anything. It just...
there'll be no chime or anything.
No, so you'd have to like hit select again to see if you actually activated it or not. The screen catching up with you and then locking to where you couldn't go back to get some of the bones and stuff, that was annoying.
Well, the bone's falling too fast after you kill someone. They're right close to the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Whoop, there goes your bone.
Yeah. Well, because you have to have... you want to use the rocks to hit them, so because all the enemies, you don't want them to get too close to you, but the trajectory and everything, you want to hit them from afar, but then, yeah, like you said, the bones like fall and then they just fall off the screen. It's really annoying. The platforms, like you said, you don't ride with them. You have to keep walking on them. They're fucking completely pointless.
Nothing like anything in any other game.
Right. Some of these jumps are so fucking ridiculous. They have to be like pixel perfect accurate to land them. The flying level, I like the idea of it. It was just executed so poorly because you had to keep hitting the jump button. That was fucking stupid. It didn't make it any... it would have been fun if you didn't have to hit the jump button, and then you couldn't even like turn back around to hit the people behind you, like all the stuff coming from the left of the screen, because you were just going forward. And on top of that, you could only go halfway across the screen because it would lock you. Like there was an invisible wall, and you couldn't go like further than half the screen. I don't know what the fuck was up with that, but that was annoying. I think an 8. I think an 8.
You sure?
I think this game made...
you raged more than I did on that one.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with an 8, though. It just, because it was a lot of little things that made me mad. The power-ups are what saved it, because I liked a lot of the power-ups.
The power-ups
Yeah.
were cool.
Yeah, I like that. But how about we talk about that as we give a rating, Goobs? So, this is the part where we're going to give a 1 to 10 rating on how much we actually enjoyed this game, if we enjoyed it at all. 10 being we loved it, 1 being we hated it. Can I go first?
I was just going to give it a 12, but you can go ahead.
Oh, yeah, you sure were.
12 inches of dick.
Man, I feel like we've been so negative on all these unlicensed games, and maybe that says something. Maybe one day we'll find an unlicensed game that just blows us away, but
There's still one episode
Give
left
us
of March Madness.
madness. I'm giving this a 4. I don't think this is even an average game. I think it had a good variety of enemies. The bosses repeated so much, though, that it took away from that. I did really enjoy the power-ups. I thought that was a unique way to change your gameplay a little bit. And, because that's something we bitch about a lot with platformers is like, oh, it's too slippery or you don't jump high enough. This, fixed all of that because...
Yeah, it had, RPG elements.
Yeah, so, if you thought that it played too slippery, you get the heavy feet or whatever it's called. If you don't jump high enough...
They go away, but that, kind of reminds me of, the roguelike games I love to play. So, you can add in the aspects of that there. Okay, if you want to play this round, okay, buy this shit with your bones. Just bone the...
Yeah.
All you gotta do is give your bone to the sweaty manager of the store several times, and then, I need 19 bones for that. Well, I'm sticking it 19 times. You're gonna give me that thing.
Yep. Boning them 19 times. But yeah,
how currency worked in caveman years? You just, stick it in their butt, and then, oh, okay, we're good now.
I guess so. But yeah, I think that's what made this platforming really unique is that you could change up the actual gameplay by buying stuff. The screen locking and not being able to backtrack. I know that happens in the original Mario Brothers game, but I didn't like it in this because there's a lot of collectibles that you're the bones, the currency that you're missing. Like I said before, some of the jumps are just ridiculous, and you die constantly, and then you're playing the same levels over and over, trying to make that same jump that you just tried to make 20 minutes ago.
3 lives, no health bar,
and it was
man.
hard. Yeah, there's the flying levels. God, man, it would have been so cool if you didn't have to fucking constantly press the jump button because then it's hard to attack.
Was there a power up to make you do it without pushing it?
I don't know, but
there was.
maybe there is.
Use it.
No, and maybe that's something we missed. But there's nothing in the manual that says, "Hey, use this particular power up for this." So
maybe we had to call the 1-900 number, and they would have told us.
Maybe.
Oh, hey there, fucker! Some old guy picks up the phone. And, I've been sitting here for 29 years waiting for this call.
So the story was really ridiculous. It didn't make sense. Why the fuck would Caveman have Thanksgiving and peanut butter?
Would they just be happy with lettuce?
I get they're trying to. Yeah, I don't know. They were trying to be cute and funny, but it just came off as that's stupid. Just make it where he's hungry. Fuck it. Don't add the Thanksgiving. Don't add the peanut butter mines. Who gives a shit about all that? The cutscenes I didn't understand.
Peanut butter and lettuce.
Yes.
You have?
Celery.
Are you fucking kidding me? Lettuce ain't celery.
I know, but I was thinking green. I don't imagine it being that different.
It's gonna be. One's super crunchy than the other, man.
Okay. Have you ever had peanut butter on a tortilla?
No.
That'll change your
Canadian.
life. I'm Texan. Everything goes on a tortilla.
I'm Canadian. Everything goes on ice.
Meth?
Have you had peanut butter meth?
Okay, back to my review. So, did you understand the cutscenes between each island? Like, so he'd be a fucking sleep, and then like something would happen, and then he'd be asleep again. Like, the cutscenes didn't make sense.
Not until you told me the story about peanut butter mines and shit, and then I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense.
None of that makes sense. The ending was terrible too. The pterodactyl and you are in wheelchairs running out of a cave.
Oh, you get in the fisticuffs beforehand. Like the good old Looney Tunes, like Dust Ball. And then you're chasing each other in like wheelchairs.
Yeah, so the game's pointless because you don't even eat him. Like, you just keep fighting.
Well, it tells you Thanksgiving was good.
I guess. I don't know. I didn't like the story. The story was terrible. The saving factors on this are the unique platforming, like buying power-ups and stuff, and the graphics were pretty decent. And yeah, so I gave it a 4. What do you got, Goobs?
4.5.
Okay.
You pretty much touched on everything. The graphics were decent. Didn't mind them. They weren't the shittiest, weren't the best. They were in the middle. The music, the same exact thing. The fact that we thought all the songs sounded the same is probably not good for the game. Because it definitely did. It was all in the same key, so to say. And, yeah, just all blended together when you're playing. Every level blended together while you're playing. All the bosses you fight several fucking times. So this game is just pretty much like we're living a nightmare. That you're a caveman with a big nose. And you're just going through again. It's like Groundhog's Day. Like, oh, yeah, okay, here's this level again. This kind of level again. Oh, look, this boss again. Oh, look, this shit again. Where I'm just fucking flying around in heaven. And then you're flying around with your dick above your head. This is pretty much repetition, man.
Yep.
If you're good at sex, you're good at this game. Because repetition is stick it in and get it done. Yeah, there's not really much to say. We've touched about it throughout this whole episode. You really touched about it on your review. And yeah, there's not really much for me to say here. So just a 4.5. I like dinosaurs. The dinosaurs look cool, though. They get a point for me just from being fucking cool looking dinosaurs, even though they're fucking tiny and look like gummy bears. But like, who doesn't like a cute little dino?
Yeah.
Especially one that you can shove up your ass.
Finish him.
So this is the part of the show where we wrap everything up. But before we tell you about our other shows and everything else going on in our lives, we need to thank our patrons. You can go to patreon.com/badsecretmedia and support this show and a couple others, which we'll talk about in a second. But right now, we need to shout out the people that are donating to us because we love them.
Let's roll the red carpet, Toby.
So, we've got HF Raider, Sammy Chivers, Trey Dishman, Angel Sanchez, Chris Labe, Derek Hayes, Caleb, and Masked Llama. So we appreciate all of you. There's all kinds of cool extra content on the Bad Secret Media Patreon. And
there's a bunch of random shit, and there's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, lots of good stuff.
From random conversations to fucking...
headlines to...
No, you did it wrong, Toby.
To head...
lines.
And then there's some Beans reads, there's some bad libs, there's all kinds of good stuff, and it's kind of averaging out to where it's more than one episode a week. So like every month we're putting about 6 new
we're really trying to put forth the bonus episodes to really get the bang for your buck.
Yeah, so for as low as $1, you'll get about, like I said, 6 extra content things a month. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Again, it does not change the normal show. You'll still get your normal shit from all 3 shows whenever a Secret Transmission jumps on board.
Yeah, when that gets going again, yeah.
Whenever Derailers release an episode.
But yeah, we appreciate.
We got a back catalog. They're coming out. Trust us.
Yeah, but we appreciate you all for supporting the show, and we love you all, and we love our just regular listeners, and we love.
Oh fuck yeah!
All the
I'll bend over for every single one of you. Wait, did I say that out loud?
Oops. And if you do support the show, you can leave us a review on iTunes. We'd love the fuck out of that.
Yeah, we sure would. Give us a 1 to 5 star rating because we're your boys. So give us at least 3.5.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Give us what we would give you.
There we go. All right, Goobs, tell me about your other projects that you got.
Well, my other project is the Derailers. Come jump aboard the train with a wonderful wife, Jenny B, and my best friend, Ripkin. We pick a random topic, and then we definitely do 2 minutes of research and or less, sometimes more. And we talk about it, and we don't make sense most of the time, but we have a lot of fun. It's just like 3 friends sitting around having a great conversation. Some may be high, some may be drunk. Who the fuck knows? Just come listen. It's going to be a great time. Don't fall off the train, because if you do, we're not liable. Make us on a waiver. And you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GoobsWN. Send me DMs if you're a fan of the show, because that's been happening recently, and I don't mind that. And I will definitely get back to you. I'm very out there and willing to talk.
Yeah. We're both really easy to talk to. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram at Toby.
Send Toby messages too. Toby's been feeling left out. So if you're listening right now and you've been messaging me, send Toby some messages. Maybe even some dick pics. He would love those too.
Maybe I would. Maybe I wouldn't. Well, I don't know. But at Toby Von Doom on Instagram and Twitter.
Hey, you're always going about the dick pics on your fucking Toby versus telemarketers. So.
Yes. Let me tell you about that project, because that one's an ongoing one, unlike my other podcast. Toby versus telemarketers on YouTube. Go check it out. Subscribe, please. I get a bunch of telemarketer phone calls, and I fuck with them hardcore, and I ask if they want me to send them dick pictures quite often. It's a lot of interesting stuff. Also, just like learning how these people try to scam you. It's really interesting and sometimes funny. Sometimes. But then I do have the Secret Transmission podcast, where we talk about conspiracies and all kinds of spooky stuff, which is available on all the major podcasting platforms, and we've got over 100 episodes, so go check out our deep back catalog. Don't go too deep, because the quality of the earlier shows aren't as good, but yeah, listen to all of them.
We're catching up.
Yeah, Levels is about to catch up to Transmission, which is scary. And for this show, speaking of Levels, if you want to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, that'd be awesome. We're at Secret Levels Pod. We also have a Facebook page and a group that you can join where you can talk to me, and Goobs' wife, Jenny Bean, is in there. And
yeah, she's all up in that shit.
What else do we have, Goobs?
We have the high and mighty motherfucking Discord.
That's right. We have a Discord. If you go check out the show notes, you will find a link to the Discord. You can come join in and talk to Goobs, myself, and a lot of the lovely, lovely listeners that we reference all the time.
Talking to all the levelies.
The levelers. The levelers. Now, if you're confused by all this, we can sum it up for you real easy. Just go to badsecretmedia.com and you can find everything. It omits everything that we just said because it's all there.
Including our tpublic.com/user/secret levels. Put wonderful, wonderful shirts on one of your wonderful chests.
That's right. And if you do buy a shirt, send us a picture. We want to post it on our Instagram and show you off and show everyone how sexy you are.
Fuck, even buy a Secret Levels cum rag. Just show us before picture, not the aftermath.
Yeah, just before. No aftermath.
Game over, folks.